Good day everybody and Happy New Year. Welcome to another video about the archetypes of the zodiac. I'm very slow in finishing this, but I am intending to do so. So we are almost through with all of them, and today I want to talk about Sagittarius, being the symbol of the archer who's pointing the bow and the arrow into the sky, high, far, reaching and aiming. So the archetype of Sagittarius represents this energy of adventure, travel, expanding our horizon, and exposing ourselves to different lifestyles and circumstances in order to expand our horizon. So yes, if there is a stronger Sagittarian energy in a birth chart, which can come through different ways, it's not only when the sun is in Sagittarius, then we can have a person that might be prone to travel more, but it really depends on the individual journey of the soul. So it can also be a person that is more kind of settled in a life, but they still are very interested in other people, like other parts of society. We can have people who are broader spread through the societal structures that are present. So it's really about expanding one's own horizon. And that can obviously be done in many different ways. We don't always have to travel. Nevertheless, it can be part of that. And Sagittarius is also said to be this archetype of the philosopher. So this philosopher archetype is also pointed at because with Sagittarius, we are on a journey of, as I said, expanding our own horizon in order to arrive at an ideology, or better, at a perspective about existence, or about the nature of existence, that we personally arrive at through investigation, through expanding our horizon, through travel, through also using and learning to use or developing our intuition. The opposing sign of Sagittarius is Gemini, and Gemini is also about this journey of, creating an intellectual framework, understanding of this existence. But with Gemini, it's really more intellectual and brainy, we could say. With Sagittarius, it's using the more intuitive faculties. So it's less about detailed research and more about immersing ourselves in environments and taking in the vibrations, the energies, the experiences of these places and experiences, and not necessarily dissecting them and putting them into order and this kind of stuff. So yeah, this is Sagittarius developing the intuitive faculties. It is said that Sagittarius has this inherent optimistic nature within them, and I would say yes, optimistic, and what it also is, it's just this drive, it's a fire element sign, so it has a lot of drive. It kind of just it has a strong ability to also get up again and do the thing again, or to rebound from experiences. There's obviously also a shadow side to the Sagittarian archetype, which can be dogmatism. Because when the Sagittarian archetype increasingly arrives at his or her personal perspective and understanding and felt experience of existence, they can obviously become or a human being can become kind of fixated on that. And that's also a natural thing in us humans, right? We kind of look for safety. So when we have arrived at some kind of understanding that feels reliable, we might stick to that or want to stick to that. And that can create a dogmatic perspective or a dogmatic person. And so the shadow side of Sagittarius can be, in the extreme cases, a cult leader, a preacher, somebody who's preaching more than walking or praying. Somebody who thinks that their truth is the only truth. And so the other learning curve for Sagittarius archetype is also to stay humble and stay open, and with this humbleness obviously comes the experience and realization that we do not know everything, and that this life and this existence is constantly evolving. And now I'm speaking about my experience, so just be aware here, but my experience is that this existence is constantly learning about itself. And so from that perspective, we might just not know everything. And then there might be places of awareness from which we do understand everything and know everything and can see everything and why, and understand it all. But there might also just always be some mystery. And to stay open to not knowing, to stay open to our fellow humans and their perspectives. It's an important aspect for like a wholesome development of the Sagittarian archetype. Yeah. Cool, I think that was it on Sagittarius. If you'd like to book a reading, of course you can reach out. I'll be happy to dive in, and I wish you a beautiful time, day, and thank you for tuning in. Bye bye.